It was a pretty good battle there. Both players losing most of their army, but Sly coming out with the upper hand as he took out some of those drones. Now it looks like Zero's thinking, oh, this is a good opportunity to try and push back. His Muto's taking some little kicks as they come across the map. They're probably just going to kill that Hydralisk. Yep, it's dead. And now he's going to be trying to aim for Sly's base. Little does he know there's about 8 Hydralisks here that will fend him off. Well, it looks like he's going for the expansion with the Zerglings. Sly knows this as the Zerglings killed his Zergling on the watchtower, so he knows where to position. Moves to the choke and picks off those Zerglings, which didn't have any support out of the Mutalisks. It's probably a good idea. The Mutalisk would have just died too, and he would have lost his harassing there. Zero's making a hasty retreat back across the map to go defend his new expansion. Now he has rallied a lot of his overlords over here. I'm not sure why he did that. Maybe to try and send up to the north. Sly does like to build the overlord transport ability, so he could think maybe he's trying to expand up there. I'm not sure. Maybe he's just moving him over there because it was a previous rally point and he forgot to change it. It looks like that's gonna come back to haunt him on this one. It looks like he's gonna get supply capped again. And those slow moving overlords just are not gonna get away. Making little pincushion balloons out of them here. Sly kills 3 more. And again, supply caps 0. Now he's making a retreat from the creep because he knows he can outrun the roaches off the creep. He may have wanted to just stay and fight there to take out those Mutalisks. I'm not sure running away really helped him in that case. And I'm not sure why Zero's running away and taking those extra hits, but nothing died to it, so I suppose a sound plan. It looks like he is scouting the rich minerals to see if Sly is over there, and building a whole new group of overlords which he's smartly keeping inside of his base. Now Sly over here gonna go try and poke over the expansion, see what there's there to guard it, see if he can hit it, I'm sure. Yeah, here comes some Zerglings and Roaches. Looks like he hasn't gotten speed upgrades on either of them. They're still pretty slow. No, the Roaches have speed upgrades. The Zerglings do not, however. They don't have their wings. Looks like Zero's still going for some Roaches. He apparently has 2 Roach Warrens. Oh, yep, 2 Roach Warrens. I guess he wasn't trying to double research with those. Okay, it looks like Sly's coming up to push on this expansion. Try and get the pressure on, deny this expansion, which he may assume is the second one, as he hasn't scouted the natural expansion over there on the right-hand side recently. Looks like he's making pretty good work of the Roaches over here, but here come the Mutalisks and more Roaches to help out. It looks like he is going to try and take down the Queen, maybe? Nope, he's just going to keep trying to push on all those Roaches. He knows he's going to win this fight. Oh, the Queen transfuses one of the Roaches before it dies. Again, third good use of transfusion here. And the Roach burrows to quickly regain its HP. And look how fast that goes back up. Very good idea to go for Roaches to try and counter these Hydras, as they can regenerate very quickly if microed correctly. Now Sly did see that, so hopefully he's morphing an Overseer to kind of try and prevent that happening in the future. Looks like Zero does still have his rally point set over here, as he has another Overseer kind of chilling over here, but he has quite a few Roaches to defend it. Sly sending in a single Hydralisk, which quickly gets turned to acidy goo. What a great animation. I love the acid animation on these Zerg Roaches when they kill stuff. Quickly moving up, looks like he's got wings for those Zerglings, and another battle ensues. Here's a quick burrow to regain their health, always a good idea. Looks like Sly still hasn't managed to get an Overseer over here yet. Sly probably should push those Zerglings in to try and harass the mineral line, while the rest of his units are taking care of those Roaches. Those Zerglings retreat to help the losing battle by Sly over here. And looks like he's losing almost all of his Roaches, Zero is, as Sly hits them again and again, keeping them burrowed, keeping them from doing a lot of work. And it looks like Zero has the upper hand here and is going to pick off the rest of those Hydralisks. And they fall. Looks like a few more are coming up. Yeah, it looks like Sly has rallied his Hydralisks up here. Looks like he's going to lose 1 or 2 more unnecessarily due to that rally. Here come quite a few Zerglings. They're going to run right past those Roaches. And Looks like they're booking it. Oh, they're not going to get anything done as there's more roaches up there. Zero quickly dispatching those. Now each player is still only working off one expansion. Sly has creeped about half of the map though, all the way toward his base. There's only this little gap right here where there isn't speed. And Sly looks like has built an overseer, so he'll be able to detect. And Zero did see that, so he won't be able to burrow, or will be less inclined to burrow, but he burrows anyway. I'm not sure why he did that, as his force looks a little bit more superior. Picking off the rest of those Zerglings there. Quickly burrowing to regain some health, it looks like. And continuing the fight. Slightly using a really good combination of Roaches, Hydras, and Zerglings to try and keep Zero pushed back, keep Zero on his toes. Zero has not gone for any more Mutalisks or converted over to Hydralisks though, so he's really lacking that extra range that Sly is able to get a few more shots off on the Roaches as they come in. Zero kind of positioning to try and get a concave on George's forces there, Sly's forces. Looks like a pretty even battle. Looks like Sly will win though. Again, retreating. Now Sly's thrown up a second expansion over here, which will help him if this battle goes on that much longer. It looks like it's nearly over though. Looks like there's going to be a good push here coming up. Yep, there's quite a few Roaches and some Hydralisks accompanied by an Overseer to prevent those burrows. And a few more Roaches coming up to help him here. Looks like Sly's aiming for another one of Zero's Overlords. I think he just lost it. That'll be Overlord number 5 or 6 that he's lost so far. So really crippling. Get a few Hydralisks or a few Mutalisks to just harass the other players' Overlords throughout the entire Zerg game. Can really cost them a lot of minerals. Now here looks like we're going to have a pretty good confrontation between Zero's Roaches and Sly's Roaches and 2 Hydralisks. Now Sly does have an Overseer to prevent the burrowing of Zero. And it's a really good idea to keep that Overseer positioned over them at all times. Looks like Sly's are really cutting through Zero's. He probably has upgrades. Yeah, there it is. 1 armor compared to Zero's no armor upgrades. The rallied in Zerglings die fairly quickly. And neither player really focus firing their Roaches as much as I would expect them to. There's at least each side has 1 or 2 Roaches that are in the red HP. That needed to be finished off. Zero calls the GG there. Knowing it's a lost cause, probably knows that Sly has expanded down there, or at least there's an expansion coming. Looks like Sly had quite a few more units. So here we had a really good Zerg vs Zerg game where the players didn't go for Baneling Zergling, which is really refreshing and really interesting to watch. I'm really glad that that's how it turned out to be. I was hoping that, as neither player really goes really heavy Zerg Baneling builds when I've seen them play in the past, and it was good to see that they didn't. It's really fun to watch. It looks like Zero, what really crippled him here is every time there's a good sized battle, he did lose it. Except for at his base where he pretty much lost it, and the last Roach was finished off as it was killing his units. Now it looks like their economies were pretty even here at the end. It looks like Zero had 33 compared to Sly's 35 drones. So fairly even though Sly had just thrown up a new expansion. It was probably about to saturate that mineral line and really pull ahead as far as resources. But pretty good job by Zero keeping up, especially as he was pressured into his base after the first battle or two, and had been battling over here at this base almost the entire time. It was a good job by both players of keeping their macro up while fighting these battles over here on the left hand side. So here we had a really great game. I'd like to thank both players, Sly and Zero Rush, for a great game of Zerg v Zerg that didn't involve Banelings and Zerglings. It's really awesome. Thank you guys again. And thanks for tuning in, everyone. This is another Shoutcast by Lokazi.